right into it, man. Oh, wow. Let's get right into it. I can't even talk yet. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for anyone that, hit me up. There's like 50 Instagram messages. I can't even reply. Thank you all, man. James Harden will be traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. That's what happened. It happened at, for some reason, 2 o'clock in the morning. Shout out to my guy RB. He was live at 4 a.m. I was listening to his live show on my way to take my son to school this morning. I was like, why the hell is this dude up at 4 in the morning doing a live show? But shout out to the grind. Yeah. We're out of purgatory. We're out of purgatory. And there's a breath of fresh air. And there's a new energy in this fan base. And you just felt stuck. You know what really pisses me off? I was watching Breaking Bad until about 1:30 in the morning last night because I'm an idiot and I start watching a show and I can't sleep then. I was supposed to be asleep at 11, so short on sleep over here because I'm dumb. But season 5 of that show is unbelievable. I forgot how good it is and I couldn't stop watching, okay? But in season 5, Jesse Pinkman is trapped in a bunker by the guys that were set up to kill him or whatever. And he's in that thing with the cage over the top, and he's just laying down there in handcuffs, and he has no idea when he's going to get out. That was us. That was us Sixers fans when we thought about this team this entire offseason. And anytime you even had a good thought about the team, you still were like, yeah, but we're still trapped in this bunker. You know what I mean? Like they would throw some positive thoughts at us or some positive vibes. You signed Kelly Oubre, whatever. There was just this, yeah, but we're still trapped in this bunker in handcuffs. And the fact that that is over makes me very happy. You got 3 years of Doc Rivers made me want to bang my head off a wall. Last year, this team was embarrassingly unathletic. And you've gotten younger, you've gotten athletes, and you've gotten out of situations that were just brutal. Let's read the sham stuff and go from there, okay? Shout out to everybody in here. Hit the like button. If you feel completely relieved and you feel like now, you know what I mean? Like the whole off season, it was like, I can't be excited about this team. How can I be excited about this team? Now, you can feel like you have a reason. Hey, I can do it now. I can be excited about this team. I can allow myself to be excited about this team. So if you feel as just refreshed as I do, that first, outside of the details of the trade, if you feel as just refreshed as I do that this happened, just give me a like on the stream. 346 people in here. Give me 346 likes. Shout out to all of you for hanging out with me at 10 in the morning. Rob R., my dude, thanks for being a subscriber. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chat. Good that Harden is gone, but let's not make a hero out of Maxey yet. This was just him cleaning up his own mess. A hero out of Morey yet. Okay. Whew, it's a little early. I thought you said a hero out of Maxey yet, and I was like, we're about to be negative on Tyrese Maxey right now? Is that where we're going right off the bat? No. Let's not make a hero out of Morey yet. This was just him cleaning up his own mess. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Daryl Morey has made some of the worst moves in hindsight that you could possibly imagine. PJ Tucker being one of them, signing a 37-year-old player who, is 37 and is 38 now. Signing him to a 3-year contract at $11 million a year was just awful. It was bad. It was very bad. Just going out of your way to give up more first-round draft picks for James Harden at 32 years old, and then trying to sign the entire 2015 Houston Rockets team, it was atrocious. So you're right. he is cleaning up his own mess. But I will say this. Look, here's what you get into. The Clippers trade Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, KJ Martin, who, if you don't know who KJ Martin is, I think Sixers fans are going to love KJ Martin. Just another young, athletic NBA player. Young, athletic role players. You now have two of them in Kelly Oubre and KJ Martin. A 2026 and 2028 first rounders, ladies and gentlemen. Two second rounders and a pick swap. Am I seeing things? Is this what I'm reading? Is this what I'm reading? That the Los Angeles Clippers, here's how you have to look at it. For everybody that's already on Twitter saying the Sixers got fleeced, here's how you have to look at it. Why do you think no other team in the entire NBA was offering anything for James Harden? Why? Say that to yourself. Think about it, say it to yourself. Why do you think no other team in the NBA was offering anything for James Harden? 33 years old, has shown a lack of dedication, has shown time and time again that he will flat out quit in the playoffs when the pressure gets the highest. Has requested 3 trades in 4 years, is on an expiring player option. I mean, there's literally hardly any reason for any team to trade anything for him at this point. If you told me the Sixers traded James Harden for 2 first-round picks, I would have been like, boom, done. I'm in. That's good enough for me. Get the situation over with. If you got 2 first-rounders for him, that's good enough for me. Marcus Morris, cooked? Yeah. Robert Covington, cooked? Yeah. Batum, I think, has something left. Valuable bench guy. Been around the league forever. KJ Martin, 2 first. They wanted Terrence Mann. That was the guy, at least according to the reports all summer, that Daryl Morey wanted, and the Clippers were refusing to trade. Daryl Morey wanted first-round picks, and he wanted at least a young, athletic player that can contribute to this team right now. Unless, he's moving all of this in another trade. We don't know yet. But this is a win for the Sixers. How could this not be a win for the Sixers? And if you think that the Sixers were going to get, I don't know, Paul George or something in this deal, I can't even begin to participate in the conversation with you, because if your brain actually works that way, we're speaking 2 different languages. This is a win. 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 Magic Tricks, what up, man? Thanks for the support. I hope the Sixers stay as is unless it's evident you don't have enough to compete. Finally having wing depth, and I want to see how it plays out. I think that's where I'm at with it. Let's read the Shams thing, and then we'll talk about it. So, theathletic.com, Shams article, 76ers trade James Harden to Clippers for 4 players and picks. In exchange for Harden, the Clippers sent Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, KJ Martin, Marcus Morris Sr., and draft picks to the 76ers along with Harden. Philadelphia is sending PJ Tucker to Los Angeles. It's another thing about it. Not only did you get out of the James Harden situation, not only did you get a young athletic player in KJ Martin, not only did you get 2 first-round picks for a guy that didn't want to be here and looks like his best days are behind him. At the same time, you got out of one of the worst contracts in the current NBA, which is a 38-year-old guy who can't do anything anymore, can't shoot, can't rebound, can't run down the floor, and is drinking beers in the locker room in the preseason because he's done giving a shit about playing in the NBA. You got out of, you owed him $22 million. You got out of that PJ Tucker contract at the same time. I just don't understand how that's not a big fat W. But yeah, like the notion that Daryl Morey's going to take this and try to flip it for something else, of course, that's still out there. Philadelphia also received a 2026 first-round pick from the Clippers, a 2028 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, and a pick swap from LA. I mean, the Clippers really trading, I'm going to talk about what I think about Harden on the Clippers because it's interesting. But the Clippers giving up future draft capital to go all in right now is ballsy, risky, but the way they looked the first couple of games of the season, if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard remain healthy, they absolutely 100% are a championship contender right now. And I don't want to say that that Russell Westbrook buzzer airball the other day had anything to do with this, but if you're looking at that team and you say, what are we missing here? It's a floor general facilitator like James Harden in between Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And I think that the Clippers saw, hey, these guys look great right now. If they remain healthy, we add James Harden to this half-court offense, we are a title contender. So it makes sense for the Clippers. I can't believe they gave up as much future draft capital as they did, but I'm not shocked that they did it. I don't know about the Westbrook and Harden thing working together. I think that's going to be, kind of fun, probably entertaining at times to watch. There's probably going to be a lot of Clippers games where it goes down to the wire and Russell Westbrook takes the final shot because he's Russell Westbrook. The Clippers couldn't, I guess, I don't know. I would have tried to do everything in my power to get Westbrook out of the situation, but it makes sense for the Clippers to want Harden right now, especially on an expiring deal, because again, if it doesn't work, Kawhi, Paul George, and James Harden at the end of this season, all gone. All this cap space, but you gave up first-round picks. So, it's interesting. Somehow, some way, Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder get involved in the trade because that's just how he does it. They got 2026 first-round pick via Oklahoma City Thunder. And 2 second-round picks. So the Sixers were completely out of assets. There was nothing left for them to do in the future. It was like, the whole offseason, we were like, we're done. We're dead to rights. The process is over. There's no assets. There's no trade to be made. There's nothing. Next year, they have potentially $50 to $60 million in cap space. And a couple of first-round picks, a couple of pick swap, a couple of second-round picks. So you replenish the assets, some of the assets that Daryl Morey, actually all of the assets that Daryl Morey gave up. Let's actually look at it. He traded 2 first-round picks on top of Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and Ben Simmons for James Harden. So he gets his 2 first-round draft picks back. He lost a second-round draft pick on the Matisse Thybulle trade for Jalen McDaniels, who then walked in free agency. So you get one of those second-round picks back. He lost a second-round pick for tampering for Daniel House Jr. So you get some, you're right, he's fixing his own mistake, but it feels good for this to be over. It feels good for this to be over. Harden requested a trade from the Sixers. 34-year-old guard has not played yet this season, and he was away from the team earlier this month. Okay, there's the article. I subscribe to The Athletic. Anybody that pays $1.99 to read that, there's nothing really there. So, yeah, you're welcome, Shams. There's my $1.99. Look. Let me see. Let me look at the chat real quick before I don't want to miss anything that you guys are dropping dimes out here. Okay. Here's why this happened. Here's exactly why this happened and when it did. This happened because of Tyrese Maxey. And there's those of us that believed that Tyrese Maxey would take this leap that he took in his third offseason and coming into his fourth season in the NBA. There's a lot of people that didn't believe it. But what Tyrese Maxey just did in the first 3 games of this NBA season is the reason this happened. All the other stuff, Harden requested a trade, all the other, whatever, this needs to happen for this reason or this reason or this reason. Daryl Morey would have sat on it. Daryl Morey was ready to sit on it. He was ready to sit on it the way that he sat on the Ben Simmons situation. He was ready to sit on it and let it drag all the way to the trade deadline. He was ready. That's what Daryl Morey does. And again, as much as I get frustrated with some of the things that he's done, I do commend this guy for his absolute resiliency. He does not give a shit. He doesn't feel any pressure at all. He just sits back, takes naps on the couch, and folds his arms and says, I'm not doing it until I think it makes sense for us. And a lot of GMs don't have that the patience that Daryl Morey has in these type of situations. So I do commend him for his absolute just resiliency and his trusting what he wants, whether it turns out good or bad. He's always going to trust what he wants, and he's not going to bend to the pressure. And shout out for Daryl Morey for continuously refusing to trade Tyrese Maxey. That too. Let's not forget that. You know what I mean? In the original Kyle Lowry stuff. The original James Harden trade rumors out of Houston, the potential Damian Lillard trade stuff, the potential Donovan Mitchell trade stuff. Daryl Morey absolutely refused to trade Tyrese Maxey for anything in the NBA. And here we are now. The first 3 games of this season, what Tyrese Maxey did is absolutely why this happened. Because we saw it, and then we were sitting here like, okay, you want to wait for the best James Harden trade package. It could last until the deadline. But once you saw what Tyrese Maxey did for the first 3 games, the question then became, how could you possibly even bring James Harden back onto this team? How could you even bring him back onto the floor, put him in his Sixers jersey, and take the ball away from Tyrese Maxey after the first 3 games that we just watched? It was not possible. It absolutely wasn't possible. It felt like it wasn't possible. And that's exactly why this trade happened when it did. Daryl Morey said, I can't do it. I can't do it. I would love to wait. I would love to wait until the trade deadline to see what else I could get for Harden. I would love for Harden to come back and play hard and show up his trade value, and maybe I get more for him at the trade deadline. But what Tyrese Maxey just did, I can't take the ball out of his hands. I can't do it. He is here. He has solidified himself as the engine of this team, the engine of this offense. And I know I'm overreacting to playing a couple of bad teams so far, although we only lost to the Bucks by a point with the referees kissing the ass of Damian Lillard on opening night because the NBA needed a story. But Tyrese Maxey being the engine and Joel Embiid playing a role that, and my camera died, that, is it going to turn back on? I'm going webcam, man. I'm done with DSLRs now. This shit's pissing me off. All right. Turn back on, you son of a... This is important. There we go. What Tyrese Maxey did in the first 3 games, looking like the engine of this offense, and Joel Embiid just kind of fitting there as also the engine of the offense, but not the absolute end-all, be-all nucleus of everything. A lot more movement, a lot more options, a lot more ball sharing. And with Tyrese Maxey doing what he does offensively, Joel Embiid can be more of a defender and rebounder at the same time. In just 3 games, it's looked like a perfect scenario, a perfect fit. and you could not bring James Harden back and take the ball out of Tyrese Maxey's hands. I really don't think you could, man. I really don't think you could. I don't think you could. Now, there's this. You get all of these assets in return for James Harden, and Daryl Morey has said multiple times this offseason that we're not trading James unless it's for a player that we think can make us a championship contender right now or assets that I can use to go get that player. He said that flat out a couple times this offseason. So, does Daryl Morey now take these assets, look at the Chicago Bulls and say, look, man, you guys stink. Zach LaVine's on a big time contract that I know you probably want to get off of. You take all these assets and give us Zach LaVine. Is that what happens? Or do you look at it like this? Everybody since the Golden State Warriors in 2016, or everybody since the Miami Heat in 10, 11, Chris Bosh, Wade, LeBron, everybody's wanted to, bravo, Carlos, thanks for being a member of the channel for 19 months, my man. I appreciate the support. Everybody's wanted to build a super team in all of those eras, right? And everybody tried to. It's only worked out for a couple teams. The Phoenix Suns are still trying it. I don't think the Bradley Beal thing really makes any sense. If you just look at the most recent NBA champion, or just look at the Miami Heat going to the NBA Finals with what they had. You know what I'm saying? Or just look at the most recent NBA champion, the Denver Nuggets. It's not a super team. There's not 3 superstars. It's one superstar, one, I'll call Jamal Murray an all-star. Those 2 guys being the engine of everything and just perfectly placed role players around them. And it works. The defense is good. The defensive rotations are good. The ball movement is good. You got Michael Porter Jr. shooting threes and getting rebounds. You got Aaron Gordon playing defense and getting rebounds. You got Jokic. Everything runs around him. And it's fit over superstars. So are we in an era right now where we look at the Sixers roster and say, we don't need Zach LaVine. We don't need another superstar. All we need is Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and role players that make sense. 3-point shooters, athletic wings, etc. And we can get down and dirty defensively in the playoffs. We can run a half-court offense in the playoffs, and we can go contend. Does trading all of these assets for Zach LaVine even really help you that much? I love Zach LaVine's offensive game if you look at him as a third option. I think that's an amazing third option. But is it totally necessary? You know what I'm saying? Is it totally necessary? I don't know. What's up? Follow the water. KJ Martin, an underrated part of this trade. 22 years old, 6'6", and ultra athletic. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the Philadelphia 76ers go from last season, the absolute most unathletic team I have ever watched in all of my years watching NBA basketball. I'm not kidding. It was absolutely mind-numbing. It was ridiculous. What were we doing? Do you understand how, bro, I was frustrated through the Brett Brown era. I was frustrated through the Doc Rivers era. And it's because I was watching the TV and I wasn't overreacting. I was watching the TV and I was saying, what the fuck? I'm watching all these other NBA teams, dude, for all these years, have these young athletic players all over the floor. Everybody knows it. That's why the YMCA has a 40 and over league, because the 40-year-olds Can't play with the 20-year-olds, bro. This is not rocket science. So for years, I'm watching all of these young athletes everywhere, fucking dunking from the damn foul line. And we're out here with 79,000-year-old Doc Rivers, George Niang, the FedEx truck, 6'5" PJ Tucker. We were out here playing. Bro, there was games where he was playing George Niang and PJ Tucker at power forward and center. And we were getting smoked in every category that has to do with size and athleticism. I couldn't fathom that people who are supposed to be the smartest basketball people in the world were making these types of decisions. It was insane to me. And the Sixers are finally athletic. You finally have a guy in even just Kelly Oubre, who for some reason nobody wanted this offseason. You finally have an athletic wing who can take the basketball in his hands and can create something out of nothing. Especially in those bench lineups when it looks like the offense is really stagnant. The Sixers haven't had a guy like that forever. We've had these one-dimensional Matisse Thybulle type of players for so long. Or Robert Covington type of player who we have again. But for so many years, it was just like, me and Romp used to say it, where are the basketball players? Like, we grew up playing ball, and you dribble, pass, and shoot. Like, where are the basketball players? Where is the Cam Thomas? Where is the damn Bruce Brown? You know what I mean? Where's the just basketball players that will come onto the floor off the bench and make a move with the basketball, drive and finish, or shoot a jump shot, or take a dribble into a mid-range? Where are the basketball players? It's been so long. And yeah, now you have a couple of them. DeAnthony Melton, Kelly Oubre, and now you add KJ Martin into the mix. 22-year-old, 6'6", athletic dude who's out here, postering people and all kinds of things like that. And I'm not saying he's, a star or anything like that. He maybe is a potential star. You don't know. But I think KJ Martin's a massive pickup in a trade like this too, especially just considering what the Sixers' weaknesses have been for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Gonzalez, thank you for the support, my friend. I truly don't think that we need to have another superstar player with the coach that we have. I think it's better if we pick the right guys around the MVP. Exactly. If you look at Nick Nurse's championship team in Toronto, what did he have? Kawhi Leonard, superstar. Kyle Lowry, all-star point guard. Young Pascal Siakam at the time was the perfect fit in between those guys. And then you had really, really good role players. I don't remember that roster off the top of my head. Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Gary Trent Jr., was he there? I don't remember. Richard Kenny, thank you for being a member of the channel. Let Maxey cook. Yes, sir. It is Maxey season. It's time. It's here. And now it just feels like, I think the frustration was that we felt like Harden was going to come back and ruin the just chemistry we have built through training camp and through the beginning of the season. And we thought Harden was going to come back and take the ball out of Maxey's hands a little bit. And then you also couldn't tell, like, if he comes back and plays, is he even going to try? Is he going to be on the floor, like, jogging around like an asshole? You know what I mean? Like, you had to do this. And there's no more. Tyrese Maxey could potentially be a 25-point per game all-star level point guard. There's no more of that. It's here. He is that right now. There's no reason to wait. You had to get rid of Harden. You had to give the keys to Maxey. And Daryl Morey made it happen. I couldn't be happier. I don't understand how anybody thinks the Sixers got fleeced. I don't know who's saying it. I guess let's go look at the replies to these tweets and see who's saying the Sixers got fleeced and what they are, what they're what their reasoning might be. Cooked. Daryl Morey apology form. I'm not apologizing. Clippers fleeced Philly. Chido E. Okay. Yeah, no, they didn't. Shout out to Woj, by the way. I think Shams was too late, man. I think Shams was asleep, dude, when this happened. This happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, which is just why? Why? Daryl Morey's not awake during the draft, but he's awake making trades at 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody explain it to me. Further details. This was an hour ago. Clippers are sending 2024 and 2029 second-round picks to Philadelphia in the deal. So, yeah, we'll see if the Sixers do anything else. OKC traded a 2026 protected first for a 2027 pick swap. Doesn't seem to make sense. Who won the trade? What do you guys think? 38% say Sixers. 28% say Clippers. 4% say both. 28% say neither. Would have wanted to see a competitive offer from the Heat, but we likely had no chance. Yeah, the Miami Heat were not trading anything for James. Nobody was trading anything for James Harden. You got to understand the position that these teams are put in when a player says, I don't want to play here. I only want to play for this one team. It's hard to trade. It's hard for a team to want to trade for that player. Jimmy J, right on cue. Boston Celtics fan, Jimmy J. Thank you for always coming through the streams over the years, my guy. Boston still has an issue that you should be focused on, and that is the redundancy of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jimmy J says, Morey folded. I don't understand what that means. East got easier. Who do you guys think James Harden was at this point of his career? Why are people acting like James Harden was so lights out, unbelievably good that the Sixers are bad without him? Jimmy J, we'll see you on November 8th. My guy. Sixers Celtics primetime, November 8th, and you better play all your stars. And the Sixers better play Embiid and everybody. That's a big-time matchup in a couple of days. November 8th, Sixers Celtics primetime. We'll see you then, Jimmy J. We'll see you then. I don't give a damn about... I don't know how you think it got easier, but we don't even want to hear your reasoning, to be honest with you. Martin Santiago, my guy. Thank you for your service, young man. First day back watching the streams. Harden was cancer anyway. Just got engaged and finally out the army. Can't wait to see how this season pans out. Hit the like, no frost, no hit. My dude, would you retire? Shout out to Martin Santiago for getting engaged and for getting out of the army. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Yeah. Anyway, listen. I just wanted to hop on here and do the live real quick and give my thoughts on it. I think I gave all my thoughts. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for the support. Sixers traded Harden, man. It's over. We did it. It's over. He gone. No more. It's Maxey season. I'll see you guys very soon, man. Hit the like button on the show. I'll see you guys very soon.